Two NBA playoff games from Monday night, April the 28th. Cleveland, Miami, Houston, Golden State. One series is basically over. The one is much alive still. I'm going to break down both of these series, sides, totals, player props, free analysis, free picks coming up for you right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And yes, the voice is still 50%, but I'm chugging along every NBA playoff game every day. I told you I would do it, and I'm continuing to do it. I did every NCAA tournament game for you in March Madness. I'm going to do every NBA playoff game for the next 2 months through the finals in June. And yes, the voice is given out after 8 games on Saturday and Sunday. Just 2 games tonight on Monday. By the way, looking ahead to tomorrow and Tuesday, 4 games again. So make sure you click subscribe and you click that bell for an instant alert so you never miss out when this video is posted. We get up usually the night before in advance for you so you have plenty of time to do your own handicapping and use this information. And once again, if you're finding it useful, thumbs up, like, and comment below. I do these videos every day because so many of you use it, find it useful. Even with half a voice, I'm giving you my insight each and every day. So if you're finding it useful, thumbs up, like, comment below. I do read the comments and I reply back. And by the way, thank you to all of you out there Sunday that chimed in with some medicinal recommendations. Hot tea, licorice tea was a good one, herbal tea, honey and lemon. You know, I have a friend who is a professional vocalist, professional singer, and she told me actually none of that really matters. It goes down a different pipe. The only thing that somewhat works is hot steam. I tried that a little bit. And rest. I told her, I was like, I can't rest. There's games every day, and I got to bring it to you here on WagerTalk TV. So let's make this one fast, and I'll get back to resting the voice for those 4 games on Tuesday. Huge card on Tuesday night. 2 games here on Monday. The first one, as I mentioned, is a real mismatch. 7:30 Eastern on TNT. At least the series is a mismatch. Cleveland, Miami. You know, the Heat were in a good spot in Game 3, and that's really the only blowout loss I've had in over a week in the NBA playoffs. We're hitting over 70% over the past week in the NBA playoffs on best bets, even doing better here in the videos. But I gave you the Heat on Saturday for that first game, and I told you teams down 0-2 normally respond in Game 3 at home, and the fact that the Heat got blown out in what was a very good situational setup spot is a huge red flag. Red flag alert. So really difficult to back them now in Game 4, but the odds makers in the betting market are well aware of that. They opened this game at -9, and now it's 8.5. So once again, you're paying a premium if you're backing the Cavs. And we saw this same situation on Saturday in the game right after the Miami-Cleveland game on Saturday, and that was Game 4 for Memphis-OKC. And, of course, Memphis down 0-3, blew that huge lead in Game 3. And they actually did show up, though, only lost by 2, and they were covering the entire game. They covered from start to finish. The inflated line of 15 was never in play. So I do expect Cleveland to probably close out this series, but once again, not a lot of value laying 8.5 with them. But then again, do you really trust the Heat after they got blown out in what was a good spot in Game 3 and is not a good spot now in Game 4? Let's look at the total instead. 210 is the posted total right now, and I think we might have a little bit of a sneaky overplay here, and I'll explain why. Miami, of course, is a slow-down half-court team, but now that the series is basically over, they're not going to win 4 in a row. They know it. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more up-tempo offense and a little more lackadaisical defense, and Cleveland will be happy to play that way. The Cavaliers were the number 1 offensive team in the NBA this year. If you look at offensive efficiency, the Cavaliers were the best in the league. So I think we might have a little bit of a sneaky overplay here. And keep in mind that OKC-Memphis Game 4, similar situation on Saturday, had a lot of points as well. I look for the same situation here in Game 4 between Miami and Cleveland. So take a look at over 210. That's at 7:30 Eastern on TNT. Cleveland, by the way, has put up 121 points or more in the first 3 games. Can't imagine that Miami's going to have much focus now here in Game 4. So Cavs team total over, game total over 210. You know, if you're worried about that Miami offense, you could just take them out of the equation and play the Cleveland team total over, which right now I'm seeing around 109.5. And once again, they've scored 121 or more in all 3 games. And now it's a bad spot. Cleveland team total over 109.5 might not be a bad way to play this as well. Let's dig into the box scores a little bit for some player props that might have some value. Obviously, if I think there might be more offense, we're going to look at some over player props. Not going to ever really get much value with the big name guys over, so maybe dig a little bit deeper. But Donovan Mitchell actually might have some value over. I know he's a big name guy, but he was just 4 for 14 in Game 3 and just 13 points. I look for him to probably have a better game here in the closeout. So Mitchell over could be worth a look. My namesake, Merril with 2 R's, 2 L's, Sam Merril from Utah State. Almost got it right, but he added that second L. He only played 19 minutes, had no points, 0 for 3 shooting, one of the 5 starters. Don't know what to do with him, man. That's kind of interesting. See if he bounces back. Someone that might regress, though, that I would stay away from on the Cleveland side for a player prop is Jared Allen. Allen had 22 points, but he was 8 for 9 shooting, 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Can't play any better than that. 8 for 9, got 22. So maybe Allen's a guy we don't use for an over. But once again, I think Donovan Mitchell probably bounces back with a strong showing after going just 4 for 14 in game number 3. Miami Heat players, once again, a little bit more uncertainty with Miami, but as we expect, Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero are going to probably have to do the heavy lifting. Hero was just 5 for 13 shooting and just 1 for 3 from three-point range, only 13 points. Wouldn't be surprised to see Hero have more points here in Game 4. So those are a few guys you might want to look at for some over player props in that Miami-Cleveland game at 7:30 Eastern. All right, let's turn our attention to what's the much better game on Monday night, and that is your late game at 10 o'clock Eastern on TNT, and that's the Rockets and Warriors. And, of course, a very competitive series so far. At least on paper, it should be. All 3 games have been double-digit wins. I guess in that regard, it hasn't been competitive. But I say competitive because I think the zigzag is going to continue to work in this series. And the zigzag is a perfect 2-0 straight up and against the spread so far in this series. Golden State won Game 1. Then Houston came back and won and covered by 15 in Game 2. Then the Warriors bounced back and won by 11 and covered in Game 3. I think that trend is going to probably continue. As I told you last week when I did the series previews, I thought this is maybe the most competitive series. You had the lower-seeded Warriors as a minus 170 favorite to win the series. So obviously, the lower-seeded team being favorite tells you right there that it's going to be a competitive series, and I think it will continue to be so. As far as the adjusted series price, by the way, Golden State is now minus 340 to minus 350. Rockets plus 270, plus 280. Do you dare take a flyer on the Rockets here? Can they win? What would it be? 3 of the next 5? They'd have to win 3. Actually, it's 3 of the next 4. I'm sorry. They'd have to win 3 out of 4. Probably a tough tale here, but I do think they're still alive here in Game 4 and are probably the correct side in this one. Injuries reports are something we always have to keep an eye on with the Warriors. Are an aging team, and it's been the case so far here in the playoffs. We'll see what Jimmy Butler is listed as available to play. We'll see if we get him or not, but I do expect him to be back in the lineup. And, of course, Golden State had him for only 7.5 minutes back in Game 2 when they got blown out. And they did not have him at all for Game 3. We see this so often in the NBA, though. A shorthanded team like the Celtics back in Game 2 without Tatum last week often overperform and the opponent lets down a bit. I think getting Butler back actually might be a negative, especially if he's still not 100%. So we'll see Butler's status, but right now I am seeing him available to play on Monday night. I actually like the Rockets more because of that, because I think we get more line value, and it's being priced into the number here. Houston right now is about a 3.5-point dog. Total's pretty low, 203, and for good reason, obviously. Houston's a great defensive team. They've been struggling on offensive time. In fact, the Rockets have scored 93 or less in the 2 losses, and so far all 3 games have stayed under the total. 213, 204, 205 are the 3 totals, and now we have the lowest of the series here at 203. We got to 197, we got to 203, and 180. So once again, big adjustment on the over-under. This is now 10 points lower than Game 1 here in Game 4. But I'm going to focus on the side for the free play for the video here, and that's the Rockets plus 3.5, as I think they have an excellent chance. And the zigzag is, once again, a perfect 2-0 so far in this series. With Butler likely back for Golden State, do we dare play Curry under? He had a monster game, 36 points, 12 for 23 shooting. Not really looking to do so. Post Green, they combined were 4 for 18 shooting, so I don't really see a lot of value one way or the other with the Rocket player props. Guy I had mentioned after Game 1 back in Game 2 was Fred VanVleet because he was so bad from three-point range. In fact, Games 1 and 2, he was 3 for 20, I believe, from 3. He was only 3 for 9, but he was 5 for 14 overall from the field. He did get over. His point total was 17. I still think there's some upside with Fred VanVleet overs for his point total in the near future, as he's playing a ton of minutes. He's played the most minutes for the Rockets in all 3 playoff games so far, and the shots just haven't been falling, but he's getting double-digit shots attempts, playing about 40 minutes a game. VanVleet overs, I think, are still worth a look, and we're going to get some value if he underperforms like he did after Games 1 and 2. So Fred VanVleet over would correlate a little bit to the Rockets as a live dog in game number 4. That's at 10 o'clock Eastern for you, also on TNT. All right, going a little deeper for you. 2 games, just 2 games, so a little bit of a deeper dive. Hey, comment below, what are your thoughts on side total player props for both of these games on Monday night? Do you think Miami has a chance of forcing a Game 5? I mean, they didn't show up in Game 3, and now they're an 8.5-point dog, but you never know. Coach Splo, you never know what he might do. And once again, what are your thoughts on that Houston Golden State game? I think that's a series that can definitely go 6 or 7 games. By the way, big card, as I mentioned on Tuesday, 4 NBA playoff games Tuesday night. So I'm going to rest this voice up so we can come in locked and loaded for all that deep dive on Tuesday. And don't forget, click subscribe and click the bell here on WagerTalk TV so you get an instant alert. You'll know when my videos are posted each and every day. I will continue to do every NBA playoff game free for you every day right here in the videos. But don't forget, if you want my official best bets, I'm giving you a lean. I'm trying to give you a lean on side totals, player props in every game. But if you want my official best bets, games that are going to my personal clients, games that I am actually using, same games that I've won consistently for the last 29 years since I became a professional handicapper, then I highly recommend getting my personal best bet service at WagerTalk.com. And right now we have a couple special offers. First of all, buy 2 weeks, get a third week free. That's an excellent offer. It works out to $9.50 a day for NBA playoffs, but also baseball every day. Don't sleep on baseball. Last year I won over 100 units in baseball. In fact, this time last year we finished number 1 overall in the NBA, had an incredible baseball season. This was the best absolute time to get on board my all sports service last year. In fact, we doubled our bankroll by the end of August. 2/3 of the way through the year, we'd already doubled our bankroll at the end of August last year, finished up over 133 units overall for the year. If you want to try my best bet service, buy 2 weeks, get the third free. No promo code needed. The offer is on my page right now at WagerTalk.com. That gets it down to $9.50 a day for basketball and baseball every day. Or if you're ready to take that true long-term investment approach, now is an excellent time, as I mentioned, because at this exact time last year, we went on a monster run. We were red hot last week, hitting over 70% on best bets for baseball and basketball. We are heating up again at the right time. And if history's any indicator, there's a lot of winners to come. We doubled our bankroll by the end of August last year, and I'm looking to do it again here in 2025. All sports, all access for $3 a day with promo code SM365. It's an instant $811 discount off the normal 1-year all access price when you use promo code SM365. Gets it down to exactly $3 a day. That's about $1 a play. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. So once again, doesn't matter if you buy the 1 week, the 1 month, the 1 year, the 1 day. Everybody gets the same plays. If I have a game, my clients get it. And I'm very selective. 2 to 3 best bets on average, which means that last cut is a pretty strong opinion still. And I put that up for free, by the way, for everybody. My last cut that just misses the best bet card goes up for free on my page. So check out the daily free play, but more importantly, check out the promo codes and the special offers. Buy 2, get the third week free, or get a full 1 year for about $1 a play with promo code SM365. All the details are on my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and you can get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Don't forget to also follow me on social media on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L. Unlike Sam Merrill, there's 2 R's, just 1 L, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And don't forget, I do truly read the comments and reply back. If you're liking these videos, comment below, let me know. And more importantly, include the sides and totals, the player props you like for these 2 games tonight on Monday. Cleveland, Miami, Houston, Golden State. Hey, let's learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. And be sure to stay tuned to WagerTalk TV because you also know there's more free play videos coming up next.